And then, got another game, Richmond over in Melbourne, which was pretty special as well because I hadn't gone on an away game for like 3 years.
You played on Punt Road, didn't you?
Playing on Punt Road, rainy, typical Melbourne game, which was pretty cool. We were off to a bit of a slow start, but we finished pretty strong, which was exciting. Like, we had the loss, but everyone was kind of up and about, happy to be around each other, a lot of learnings from the game. But then, for me to be there on an away trip was pretty special as well because I'd, got FOMO so bad, especially a few weeks prior. There was 2 away games that I went on. I remember the last one, we had a captain's run in the morning and they quickly ran off to the airport. And I think I was rushing to get my rehab done and they'd all kind of gone. So I was pretty disappointed. I think there were a few tears in the back corner because I'd, missed them all. To finally get an away trip was pretty special as well. And then, came back and then we had our last game. Obviously weren't going to make finals, played St Kilda and got absolutely thumped. Yeah. Which was very disappointing. Yeah.
So how do you, being such a young side and developing still, how do you keep that disappointment or how do you go about fronting up for the next week knowing that you get defeated so bad?
Yeah, well, I think coming off the Richmond game, we were firing. There were so many. I think, one of the key kind of pieces that we were rolling with was resilience. We probably hadn't shown it a lot because we'd, in the first kind of few games of the season, we'd start really strong and then just kind of fizzle out towards the end. So, it was kind of something that we were really focusing on was our resilience. So to come out of the Richmond game, obviously with a loss, but to finish really strong was really, really positive. And then, so going into the St Kilda game, we were, ready to go and ready to show that, we obviously a young side, but we are here to play and we are developing and playing some really good football. To finish like that was very disappointing. But I also think it's a good thing in the sense that getting absolutely thumped like that just gives you more drive going into the off season to be better and to work on the kind of football that we're trying to build on, which is happening slowly. Compared to last season, we're playing some very good football, and I think the style of play that we're using is definitely suits our playing group. Yep. We just need to keep building, obviously on the fundamentals and definitely that mental resilience as well. But I'm excited. Obviously, finishing like that isn't ideal, but I'm excited with what we're going to work on in off season and going into our 3rd season as a team.
How do you go about as a team, the mental resilience side? Is it just being aware of it all the time, or coming up, there might be times in the game where we need to be more resilient here, we need to be more focused here? Or
I think it comes down to a lot of things. Like prep is obviously pretty huge going into the week. We'll have these little prep cards that we write a few things down just to make sure that you've kind of done the work. So I think when you've done the work, that kind of helps with that resilience piece because you might stuff something up, but then you recall that you've actually done the work, so you are more than capable of doing 100%. It. But it is something intrinsic as well. Some people don't have resilience and some people do. But I think it's a thing that we need to work on as a group, and sometimes people will fall down, but it's the ownership on our entire group to pick each other up and keep going, which I think we do at times, but we definitely need to be better at.
Especially being a young side as well, it's hard for young girls and to develop and to be able to be aware of all different things like your skills, your training, your gym, all sort of stuff, and to get on top of that, your mental resilience as well.
Yeah, it is tough having a young group, but I think, some of the young players that we've got are probably one of our most resilient. Right. So it's, but collectively, we just need to do it together, and it's hard. We've still got so many girls that are still new to the game. We've got the Irish girls, obviously our young girls, even myself, I'm still new to the game as well, coming back. So, it's definitely there. We just need to keep pushing each other and driving those high standards. Yeah,
standards is probably the biggest one. That isn't there. Standards of where you see yourself, but where are you amongst the group, and how you're going to drive that and get the group better as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Most important one. Yeah. So now in the off season, what are you kind of looking for? Are you allowed to go back to play waffle?
Well, I've been, we obviously have our exit meetings post-season, and, some girls are really encouraged to play waffle and some are probably slightly more protected. For myself, I just need to play as much football as I can, which I really want to. I'm actually waiting on some results from scan on my ankle. I might need a bit of a tidy up.
Yeah.
There, it's come off. Had a scan post-season. A lot of things have healed, but there's one thing that's gotten worse that we might need to give a little attention to. So I might miss.
Do you feel it? As
As
the whatever got worse in your ankle?
Well, it was sore the whole time I was playing in the last 3 games. I had local injections just to get through, so it was a little sore. But it's not like I feel a bit dramatic because it's not like giving me like grief like in everyday things. Mind you, I haven't been running since Good Friday, so that's probably why it's not as sore. But like I know it's probably something that I need to get sorted. Like if I want to be able to play, like the last few games that I played, like I couldn't play the way I wanted to play because it was just like way too sore. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But off season, focusing on work, focusing on other things other than football.
Yeah.
Because it does get a lot at times. But yeah, obviously want to keep developing on my game as much as I can with whatever my body's going to allow me to do, whether that's knowledge of the game as well. Because I'm playing in the backline at Eagles, which I've never been a backline ever.
Oh, okay.
I was always a midfielder at East Freo. So yeah, developing my knowledge of the game, developing my craft skills when I can, and just staying connected with the girls and keep building our culture.
Do you find playing in the backline is harder than the midfield?
Based on, because I wouldn't consider myself an overly smart player. I'm just like see ball, get ball.
Okay.
So it's being a bit smarter in the sense that you're how you're positioning your body, reading the play, that sort of stuff. But, pretty fortunate to have some really smart girls with us. B. Smith is an incredible backliner, very smart player. So, to be able to, get knowledge of her, and our backline coach, Eagles, is incredible as well. Andrew Di Loretto, he's the head coach at Claremont. So he's really good. And Pratty as well has